It's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna call this council meeting to order. At this time, Stan, Mr. Orban's gonna do the prayer.
Our Father in heaven, we are grateful unto Thee for the opportunity to meet in this city council meeting. We pray for Thy Spirit to attend us as we discuss those things that are of great importance to our community. Bless us to be able to have open dialogue, that we will be able to be courteous and understanding of each other's viewpoints. We are grateful for our community, for our citizens, and pray that we will be able to do those things that are for the best of our citizens. We are grateful for this free land that we live in, and grateful unto Thee for all of Thy many blessings, and thank Thee in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Remain standing. We'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right.
One pass.
Ms. Kelly, will you do the roll call, please?
Staples.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Calvert. Brown.
Here.
Borders.
Here.
Lee.
Here. Let the record reflect we do have enough to have a quorum. And just in case anybody's wondering, Cameron's son is graduating preschool in Gallatin. That's the reason he's not here. And the next item is to adopt the agenda, but I need to add some items to that. And I need to add the pay scales for the different departments. I think they've sent them out to y'all and looked at them. And Brian Heathcote Davis has sent us a bid opening for I'll tell you what it's for here in just a second. I guess y'all got a copy of that, didn't you?
We did.
That's to do some work on our sewer system that that'll satisfy this mandate that we're under. And I need to add that to the agenda.
Make a motion to add the items the mayor mentioned to the agenda and approve it with those additions.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made by Vice Mayor Jones and seconded by Councilman Brown. Is there any discussion about this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed by like signs. So unanimously passed. Now the minutes for April 17th, 2025. Need a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to adopt the minutes from April 17th, 2025.
Motion's been made by Councilman Brown to adopt the minutes. I got a second.
I'll second.
Second by Vice Mayor Jones. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed by like sign. Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. Next is financial statement for March 2025. If y'all have all had a chance to look over that, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the financial statement for March 2025.
Motion's been made by Councilman Staples to approve the March 2025 financial statement. Anybody, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Brown. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed by like sign. Let the motion, record reflect it passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda is public comments. And I think we've got one that signed up. Any item, speak to any item on the agenda, and you'll have 3 minutes.
My name is Curtis Singh, 245 Wagner's Way. Good. I believe this would fall under budget, but I just want to speak on our fire department. I think everybody here knows the great job they do for the city. For very minimal compensation is what I would call it. I'm not saying anything bad about the city, but compared to what other fire departments require, I think the city needs to really look at pushing for some sort of full-time fire coverage for the city. I really think it's vital at this point with the growth coming to the city and the call volume that these guys are facing. I got a few notes. So I've looked up where I work for the city of Gallatin. I can see our call runs for the county and stuff. So per the CAD, they've had 37 calls since the beginning of this month. So 15 days they've had 37 calls. And that's going up every single day, that call volume is. Having those guys full-time, even if in the beginning it's just a guy that works Monday through Friday, is going to provide a quicker response time. So it's going to provide the citizens with better service, better maintenance of the city equipment, because you'll have someone there throughout the week at all times to check off and upkeep the equipment. We all know how equipment is when it sits and doesn't get ran, deteriorates. Guaranteed help for the taxpaying citizens of the city, where they're not guaranteed anything currently. They would be guaranteed at least someone to respond to their emergency. It would alleviate need for neighboring departments to have to come into our city to back us up as often on these calls, especially the medical calls, which is most of the call volume in the city. It'll allow members who've sacrificed time volunteering for the city to have a career possibly right here in the city and then be able to invest in their community that they live in. Could improve the ISO rating for the city, which is going to benefit the taxpayers and the businesses, or the citizens and the businesses in the city, by reducing the insurance rate. Neighboring departments, Lafayette, Portland, all have career guys that help cover their cities, and I think it's time for Westmoreland to step up and start implementing some of that to provide for the citizens. You know, I live in the city, my wife and child are at my house, and I'd love to know that there's somebody during the week especially to be able to come guaranteed if there's an emergency at my house and help with them, because knowing call volumes like they are, the Westmoreland ambulance might not be available. The one in Oak Grove also might not be available, so you might be looking for an ambulance coming out of Gallatin or even further than that for something that could be very time sensitive. So I just hope you guys would consider that. That's really all I've got. I think we should support these guys and start moving them into the future here in the city so we can provide that coverage that's needed.
Good. Thank you, Curtis.
Yes, sir.
All right, before we get into old business, I want to announce that next Tuesday we're doing a breakfast at Kathy's in honor of National Police Week this week. Couldn't get it in time to do it this week, but it's going to be Tuesday morning at 6:30.
Yes, sir.
And I know there's going to be some discussion on these, some of this we're voting on tonight. I want to try to get through it pretty quick, and then have a good discussion at work study. Get into it a little deeper. So we'll move on into the old business, and this is the second reading on ordinance 0032025-5, revised purchasing policy. Now I think we got a copy of it tonight from Mr. Bradley.
Mr. Bradley, is it a resolution or an ordinance?
It's a resolution.
But it's still a second reading?
That's just the way it was on the agenda. I didn't do the agenda, it's a resolution.
So
It's the only reading.
so we need to make that a resolution instead of an ordinance, right, on the agenda?
Well, it's,
Yeah, what you're passing is a resolution. And you could amend the agenda to call it resolution, whatever the number is. I guess you could you can amend the agenda. I don't know that it's necessary, but that might be clearer for the future. If she can give you an ordinance number, why don't you go ahead and actually amend the agenda to put that ordinance number on it, and that'll take care of it.
Okay.
resolution number.
Yeah, resolution
Yeah.
number, right. Now you got me confused.
Does anybody want to
Do you
make a
have
motion?
the resolution
Yeah.
number?
Okay. R05-2025-3.
Make a motion to amend the agenda to reflect the change of the revised purchasing policy from an ordinance to a resolution with the number R05-2025-3.
Second that motion?
Let the record reflect that Vice Mayor Jones made the motion to revise the ordinance to a resolution, second by Councilman Staples. Is there any discussion to this? Hearing none, call. Go ahead.
Mr. Bradley, do you want to walk us through what you've given us since we just got it right now?
These are things that Chief of Police were told had to be in your policy by the accreditation people. And so those are things that are all consistent with state law. You're already doing most of them. They just want to see it in a policy where they know that's the policy of the city, having to do with audits and purchasing and various things of that. So what started out, what I thought was just going to be something to give the mayor and department heads different purchasing authority. It's more comprehensive than that. But we put in all the things that they said that we need. You can read through it, but those are just common sense ways to be careful in making purchases and keep it. It requires a lot of tracking of purchases that are made. It requires emergency purchases to be reported at the next city council meeting. But those things are already state law. I mean, almost everything you're doing here is just tweaking the state law. So I mean, you're not really changing a whole lot that I can see. And the chief, I know, has reviewed these sections because they were given to him weeks ago. You think of anything else, Chief, to add to that?
I think it's plenty.
It's more than we need probably, but
I believe
hopefully
so.
we get accredited as our police department with it.
That's so we can obtain
It
federal
has
funding.
everything in it that the accreditation committee said they needed for us to have in our city policy.
Any more discussion on this? If not, call the roll, please.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. Now we got to vote on the resolution, right?
Right.
Make a motion to pass resolution R05-2025-3 as stated.
Second.
Let the record reflect that the motion is made by Councilman Brown to revise the purchasing policy and second by Vice Mayor Jones. Is there any discussion on this? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. Next item is second reading on ordinance 0042-025-1, the rezoning of 2609 Epperson Spring Road, and that's out here beside the VFW Hall, from R1 to C2.
Make a motion to approve ordinance O042025-1 to rezone 2609 Epperson Springs Road from R1 to C2.
Second.
Let the record reflect, motion made by Vice Mayor Jones, second by Councilman Borders. Is there any discussion on this? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples.
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. And this next one is second reading on resolution of R042025-1, annexation of 6631 Highway 31E. And the engineer or the surveyor on that has asked that we defer this till next council meeting.
Okay, make a motion to defer this resolution R042025-1.
I'll second.
Let the record reflect that Councilman Brown made a motion to defer this resolution of annexation, and second by Vice Mayor Jones. And this does not have, is there no discussion on deferral? And call the roll, please.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. That's all the old business. Now we're gonna go into the new business. And we're doing the first reading of ordinance 0025-025-1, 2025-2026 budget. And I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 0052025-1.
Second that motion.
Let the record reflect that Vice Mayor Jones made the motion to approve the 2025-26 budget, second by Councilman Staples. Is there any discussion on this?
Yeah, I've got a couple questions. Approval of this budget does not include the hiring of and/or filling of positions and/or giving raises across the board. Does that? Does approval of the budget include pay scale raises that have been presented?
I'm not sure that it does. I'm gonna recommend that we have some discussion on it tonight, so we can get it on to the work study, and then go into it in depth at the work study is what I'm recommending on this. I know there's some questions about some things that maybe y'all want changed, but then we can go into an in-depth study on it at the work study.
Okay.
I know Meredith sent out the reworked proposed budget on May the 2nd. And I assumed that that budget had the, it does mention here that in the email, it has all the things mentioned from the work study, paving note, the salary increases for supervisors and tractor lease.
There's also paving in there.
Yeah, paving note, yes, salary increases for supervisors and tractor lease. So the paving note is in here. And what is that under, Meredith? Which,
You can,
that one paving note that you mentioned?
It's under paving in general fund.
General fund.
Hang on just a second, 43, I thought, no, it's 41,900.
because there's a line item in the budget for pay raises, doesn't mean that pay raises are just guaranteed across the board without proper evaluations. It just means the money is in there
Right.
if those raises are deserved.
And I think that's how these pay scales are designed, that they will be evaluated before that, and they could.
Right. As are positions like firefighter and police, fire chief, they're budgeted in there, but that doesn't guarantee that there's gonna be a placement of
Right.
said fire chief or firefighter full-time.
And I think that deserves a lot more discussion,
Exactly.
and,
Just because things like that need to be budgeted. All of our salary should be budgeted at the top pay scale so that when we hire people, or if we need to hire people, if they have the skill level, that we can pay them at those skill levels and not just bring them in as entry level. And if we don't, then we're scrambling trying to find money in our budget, and that kicked us in the butt
yeah,
a year ago because we were needing to give raises, but we also struggled with our budget because of that. And we can have line items for things, but that isn't a guarantee that it's,
right.
okay, I just,
Any more discussion? Ms. Kelly, you call the roll, please.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown,
No.
Borders,
No.
Staples.
Yes.
That's a tie, right? 2-2. And I'm gonna vote yes, just so we can get it to work study. The next item is the first reading of ordinance 0052-025-2, 2024-2025 budget amendment. I believe y'all got a copy of that, right?
Yes, sir.
We did.
Any discussion on that? This has to be done by July the 1st, or we'll get kicked in the hind end like we did before, so.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 0052025-2 for 24-25 budget amendments.
Let the record reflect, Vice Mayor Jones made the motion to pass the 2024-2025 budget amendments.
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mr. Staples. Any discussion on this?
Meredith, do you want to walk us through these, just explain what they are, where they're going?
Can I look at somebody's computer?
Yeah.
I don't have a copy of them. If you'll notice, on your financial statement, that general fund does not need, at this point, a budget amendment because we are close to 600,000 to go, and we have 2 months left. Speaking with the auditor, he said that he didn't see a reason to have to do a budget amendment unless something big was coming out, and there's nothing big coming out of the general fund. Utility funds, enterprise funds does not need budget amendments. State street aid, the 268 street maintenance, we all know where that come from. We are having to dip in prior year fund balance to cover that of $30,000. And that will bring state street aid back up where it needs, well, not in the red. The water department, I said that they didn't need budget amendments, but I wanted to do one for the leak detection. Just good bookkeeping, good practice. So we are taking the $40,000 from the prior year fund balance of the water to pay for that. It shouldn't affect water, the fund balance in water, that much. We're still okay in that one. And that's all I got. Any questions?
I think I'm supposed to ask that. Any more discussion or questions on this?
Does that amendment, is that for the, is that the, we're looking at this right here, right?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Is this
No,
for-
that's something
Is this the
different.
other amendment? This is not the same amendment. This is for the,
That is something I just.
That's something
for,
yeah.
okay. I was making sure that,
Yeah, that's something else.
That has nothing to do with anything tonight.
okay.
Any more discussion?
Need a paper copy. Did you want to look at it?
Yes, please. Anybody else need to see it? You did.
I haven't said that.
I'm
It's on
good
my-
with
You good with it?
Yeah.
Y'all need to see it? I'm good.
All right. Any more discussion?
I'll make a note of this, Meredith, to echo what Meredith said there about good bookkeeping with the money for the leak detection. Last year we got docked because we had an item that carried over from the prior year that we didn't, sorry, thanks, that we didn't go back and amend the budget to reflect. Even though water, we're currently over, or in the good, to the good quite a bit. I appreciate having the budget amendment just reflecting we are gonna go ahead and move forward with leak detection. And we're reflecting that we did the right thing and moved the money around to ensure that it was there in that line item to pay for it.
Yeah, I think it was paving that bit us.
Yeah, it's from 2 years ago, and it carried over into last year's, which docked us.
And I will say this on that leak detection, I called Mr. Bradley to see how we need to handle it. He said, call Brian there at Portland and do it just like they done it. And Brian said that they don't vote on it there. The mayor signs off on it as a professional service. So and I've done signed off on it, so we can go ahead and get it done.
Perfect.
All right, any more questions? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. Next item is a resolution R052025-1, declare surplus property. That's the selling of 2 police cars and a fire truck, is that right? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve resolution R 052025-1, declare surplus property.
Second.
Let the record reflect it. Motion made by Mr. Staples to declare surplus property, second by Councilman Borders. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. Next is resolution R052025-2, update to 2021 International Fire Codes. And I'll entertain a motion on this.
Make a motion to approve resolution R052025-2, which is an update to the 2021 International Fire Code.
I'll second.
Let the record reflect that Councilman Brown made the motion to update the 2021 International Fire Code, and second by Vice Mayor Jones. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. And let's see. I'm gonna go on down to skip the bid openings to the last. And I'm gonna move on down to paving, repair for rock, paper, and scissors, and post office. And I'll entertain a motion for that. That's, I believe we got the prices on it. I can't remember now what it was. What was it, Aaron?
It's right at 3,000.
Okay.
For both?
Yes.
No,
I thought the
that
rock
was
scissors-
4,200 and it was
I thought the,
4,200.
Twix
and
Plumbing
something.
and Post Office, that was around 4,000, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
7,000 total, wasn't it? For
I
all of
thought
them?
it was 4,000 total.
4,200 for one, 2,000 for one, and 1,000 for one.
That's right, yes, that's right. So
That was the
I
3
think the rock,
projects.
scissors, paper was
6,300.
the
For
most
some reason,
expensive
I
of
think
those.
Yeah.
It was 4,200, and then the one over here was 2,000, I think.
Yes, I think that's correct.
And that comes to a total of what?
62.
62. And I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to open the bidding.
No, we're not on that one.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Paving.
Make a motion for the paving repair for rock, paper, scissors, and post office.
Motion's been made by Councilman Jones, Brown, I'm sorry, to do the paving at rock, paper, scissors, and the post office at $6,200. To have a second.
I'll second that.
Second by Councilman Staples. Any discussion on this one?
And that is correct, I just looked at 62 for both of them.
Okay.
And who is that doing work?
Scotty's.
And that's the whole post office parking lot, Aaron? Is that right?
No.
No?
it's Just the part that we had to cut up right there in front of the post office.
Okay.
Remove that aisle.
And what about, I know you told me, can you walk us through the rock, paper, scissors parking
So
lot?
On the rock, paper, scissors, they're gonna, come in and do a key joint on the left-hand portion, where we were driving through, the left-hand portion. So if you're facing the building, they're pretty much gonna come straight off of the corner of the building, come to the road with the key joint, and, then they're gonna mill that old section up, and then repave that and tie it in with a key joint to where it mixes well and it won't give trouble.
Does he know that? Do you know if the owner knows all this? Has anybody talked to him?
He was there when Scotty did the quote.
Okay.
I've not spoke to Chad about it, after that though, personally, no. It's not the entire parking lot, cause we weren't in the front.
Yeah. So that, I guess that there was a curb, if I remember, it's been a long time since
There was a
that.
concrete curb on.
Does that include that or does
No,
not?
They don't do concrete, no.
Okay.
That's just gonna pave it smooth right out here,
Correct.
parking lot, make it smooth, no curb.
Yeah.
Any more discussion?
To replace the curb, we would probably phone that up if we did the curb.
Hmm.
Call for vote, please.
Jones,
No.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples.
No,
Y'all done it to me again.
I blame Cameron.
Tie vote, and I'm gonna vote yes. Get it done. Let the record reflect that, Ms. Kelly. And the next item I want to do is the pay scales for each department. And I believe, y'all seen those yet? Y'all sent them out to everybody, didn't you? And I'll entertain a motion for those pay scales to be approved.
Do you want to do all three together?
Yes, just go ahead and do all three of them together. Pay scales for the police department, public works, and city hall.
Does this take 2 readings, Mr. Bradley?
So, what is it, a resolution? It's a resolution?
It's just a regular vote right now.
I mean, is there a resolution that it sets forth?
It's gonna be set forth, as far as the budget would be.
I think all you're doing here is just a motion to add this to the agenda, to the budget, is that what you're doing?
Yes. This is what we're, instead of having pay raises, whatever officer it is, if it's an officer, he gets step 1 pay raise next year, maybe he go to this if his performance is good.
Right.
Instead of us having to vote on pay raises.
Well, that would be part of the budget, of the budget ordinance, I would think, which you've already passed. I mean, that's where it's gonna be implemented.
Yeah,
But since this is brand new and we don't currently have a pay scale,
Well, you need to have, you need to have a
would it need to
resolution
be-
adopting it, I would think, because it's gonna be in effect until you change it. That's
Okay.
gonna be what you go by for at least 2 or 3 years, I would think, except
Oh,
for
it's gonna be-
cost of living.
Yeah, cost of
Cost of
living.
living, you'll change it.
yeah.
But it'd be best if you did have a resolution passing those scales. But there's no reason to pass that until you're passing the budget, because it's all tied into the
Okay.
budget. So you could have that resolution prepared for second reading of the budget, where you can adopt that, and then the budget should incorporate all the numbers from those scales in the budget document itself. So if that's what you're doing, I think that's the simplest way to do it.
So we just need to defer it.
Yeah, to the next meeting, when you vote on the budget, and just have a resolution approving the attached pay scales, based on wherever they came from. I don't know where they came from.
So we can divert to the work study.
Yeah,
and
or you can
discuss it
talk
there so
about
that
the
we
work
can-
study and then
okay.
vote on it when you
Yeah.
pass the budget. That's probably the simplest way. And that gives you more time to look at the particular numbers too, in a less formal setting.
make a motion to defer until the June work study.
Second.
Motion's been made by Vice Mayor Jones, second by Councilman Brown to defer the paving, not to defer the pay scales to the work study. And there's no discussion on that. Call the roll, please.
Brown.
Yes.
Borders.
Yes.
Staples.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Okay, let the record reflect it passed unanimously. And the other item added to the agenda was the awarding of the bid. But, trying to find it. There we go. It was, Aaron, you may want to talk about this. Is that part of,
So this is for cleaning and televising the gravity sewer system, which is part of what we agreed to do with the consent order that we got back about 6 years ago now. This being the Sweeping Corporation of America was the lowest bid at $34,730. And what they'll do is they'll clean and televise the gravity sewer that we have, which is not a lot. But that was part of what the state recommended we do as part of that mandate to check on that for I&I, trying to see if we're getting groundwater or rainwater in the gravity system, just to help with this treatment plant.
I'm assuming that's jetting to clean it and then running cameras through the system?
Correct, yes.
so I'll need a motion to pass this, to approve this.
How much, what was the cost?
34,730.
And that was the lowest bid.
How many feet of sewer system is this?
Is that 8,700 feet?
Let's get a motion in a second, then we can discuss it a little more if y'all care.
Okay?
So if we can get a motion. then-
Make a motion to award the, is this a bid, this isn't a bid opening, which one is this?
No, this is awarding,
It was a bid though.
at one time it was a bid.
Where is this on the agenda?
This
We
was
stand.
the addition.
Oh, okay.
And
And this was Heathcote is,
Heathcote and Davis was the engineer.
okay, but they're not gonna do the actual work.
No, no.
Sweeping Corporation of America. So I make a motion to award the job of cleaning, televising, and inspecting the gravity sewer system to Sweeping Corporation of America.
Okay, motion's been made by
I second that motion.
Vice Mayor Jones and second by Councilman Staples. Is there any discussion on this?
So to answer your question, it was 8,700 linear feet of sewer. It looks like they're cleaning and running a camera down.
Yeah.
40 manholes.
Cleaning and inspecting 40 manholes, smoke test on 8,700 linear feet. I don't know what work change directive is. That's $6,000 of it.
I second that motion, if that's what we're waiting for.
No,
Oh,
you've done seconded.
okay.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, call the vote, please.
Borders,
Yes.
Staples,
Yes,
Jones,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. And that got all the items that we added. So now we're gonna go to the bid opening and awarding for the sewer station roof. And, I guess we need to put, do we need to set a time for that, to do the bid opening right now, or just open it?
Just open it.
Okay.
Now, soon the time was set when the bid instructions went out.
And the, also, I think the bid opening for to award, repairs on the rock building here is in here also, I think.
hermetically sealed.
It's been taped, I mean,
Yeah, on the other side, I think it's JBL.
JBL Contractors.
Okay.
Should've.
Is that the only bid we got?
It's the only bid we got.
Guess that makes it pretty hard to.
That wasn't the only bid we got for the sewer station roofs, was it?
That's all that
Resubmitted?
resubmitted, yeah.
Okay, I do have two bids in here from, JBL Contractors. To repair the brick and the block on this building here. The bid comes in at $46,567.30. And y'all can look at that, pass it or pass it.
Is that to do the roof on this building as well?
That's just repair
Just repair the brick and the,
it'll show.
Yeah, it's cleaning block, seal and paint block, lintel repair, gutter installation, basically removing and installation, mortar and tuck point, new bricks back in and blocks back in to the back portion of this building. Looks like some new footers, probably on the back portion of that building,
The whole back wall.
whole back wall.
now is that the part of the
Concrete
building that
forms.
needs a whole new roof that's leaking so bad?
No, that's not 12 Park Street, that's
Well,
a different building.
But this building, the back half of this building, I thought we had some discussion or work study about the possibility of tearing that half of the building off rather than paying to re-roof it and leaving this as a historical building.
Well, that's a possibility.
That's an option.
That's an option.
As opposed to doing
We don't
this.
have to do this. That's just
Go
what,
pass that down to them.
that's just what it's gonna cost if we do it. But I think Mark says that he can get what stuff he's got out of here and take it out to the old sewer plant.
Did you say that? I don't remember.
Yeah, when I was talking to him.
And I think you, Chief, you said that you had some stuff in there too, that you could
Yeah, we
move
got a
out.
bunch of stuff in the back room over there, but we can always move it to 912.
we can, now that we've opened the bids, it says, bid opening and awarding for the rock building. We can always defer this back to a work study, if you want to talk more about doing that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Jones to defer this, rock building repair, and second by Councilman Brown. And there's no discussion on deferrals. Would you call the roll, please?
Give me just 1 second. And that's just for the building.
Just for the rock building.
Staples,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Borders.
Yes.
Let the record reflect it passed unanimously. And the other bid for putting roofs on all the pump stations, it comes to $31,900
And that's a piece.
a piece.
That's per building, that's not all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we've got one that you said was in worse shape than the other?
Station 2 down here.
Yes, it's in worse shape than the other ones, but as far as the structural building itself, but they're all of them leak.
Pretty badly.
And some of them are leaking on to the electrical boxes in there as well.
That's $31,900 a piece, and I've got 4, right? And all this come out of water and sewer fund.
Correct.
Can I see that? Can I see what the bid?
So we're looking at
$124,000.
$124,000.
For discussion purposes, I make the motion to award the bid for the sewer station roofs to JLB or JBL?
JBL.
JBL.
JBL Contractors, Inc.
Second that motion.
So let the record show that Vice Mayor Jones made the motion to award the bid and repairs to JBL Contractors, second by Councilman Staples. Is there any discussion on this?
They're currently not metal, is that right, Aaron?
Or the flat
They're
roofs?
flat, yeah.
Flat, yeah.
Yeah, it's EPDM.
What's the size of each of those? Approximately like what?
30 by 30.
30 by 30?
A few inches off, but
Yeah.
right at
Kelly.
30 by 30.
Aaron, when the wording for the bid, it only had the one listed, so it's not contingent on doing all 4, correct? That amount doesn't, if they chose to do one, they could do one for that.
Correct, yeah, that's why I only did one, because I would definitely like to, at the minimum, get Station 2 done, but they all need it.
So
Did
is
you see this, Mr. Stern?
So is he saying in this bid, he can do all of them at 30,
Oh, I doubt it.
I mean, do each building at $31,900
A piece.
Yeah,
a
a piece.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're all laid out. the same.
lay out the same. Okay.
How long was the bidding opened for contractors? Do you remember? For this particular job?
It's either 2 or 3 weeks.
So I originally had called around to several different contractors and had them come out and price it. And then after that, after speaking with y'all and seeing how much it was, we decided to put it out to an actual bid. And that's when we did the bid for 2 weeks.
Now, of those that you called around and getting quotes, what was the price range on those? Do you remember?
They were anywhere from 30,000, which was this one. One come in at 60-something thousand, but most of, like, there was 3 of them that were right in the mid-30s to 40s. So,
To do the same type of work?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I told everybody the exact same thing.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is make it easier to replace the roof in the future if it ever does have to be replaced, and when it does have to be replaced, instead of having to do the flat roof every time, because it's more expensive than doing this. And this also would have, there'll be gutters on it. There's no gutters on it right now. I mean, of course, the way the flat roof's made, it's got one pipe that shoots it all out one side, which I guess is a gutter, but it still drops it right there at the building. With this, we can actually get it away from the building a little bit. Because these stations, 2 especially, but all these stations flood when we get a heavy rain. And they've all got electrical, I mean, I don't know, what is it, 440 volts or something like that in them, Adam?
480.
480. So, I mean, I've been in the bottom of these stations when the water was up over top of the pumps. And, you know, so, I mean, in the basement. So, I mean, it gets deep in them sometimes. And that was in Station 3, that wasn't even in Station 2. It doesn't leak as bad as 2 does. But I figured we're never gonna have the money to put gravity in anytime soon, so, instead of pushing all my efforts to, replace what we have with gravity, I'm trying to put some effort into fixing what we have a little better than what has been done in the past.
Well, gravity still may include pump stations, and so it still may be able to be used as a gravity pump station.
Right.
Will this metal have a guarantee to it?
Yes.
20, 30, 50 years? How many years is it?
I don't know that.
Is this time sensitive to get it? Is there expiration on that quote?
I don't know. I hadn't seen it.
Well, it was sealed.
I don't think it was, I don't.
I'll see what
Can we take it to the,
I'd say we defer it to the work study.
yeah,
And so we've got a motion to approve it for discussion purposes, so I need to just amend that to deferral.
Just make a motion to defer.
Make a motion to
Trumps all
defer.
the motions.
second?
Motion's been made by Vice Mayor Jones to defer this to the work study, and seconded by Councilman Borders. There's no discussion on the deferral. Call the roll, please.
Jones?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Borders?
Yes.
Staples?
Yes.
Let your record reflect that it passed unanimously. Now, we've got to vote on the original motion, right? Or not?
No, it's been deferred, yeah.
Done. All right. And that's got everything other than my mileage, I think.
Make a motion to approve the mayor's mileage for the month of April.
Second that motion.
Motion been made by Vice Mayor Jones and seconded by Councilman Staples to approve the mayor's mileage for April. Is there any discussion on it? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Brown?
Yes.
Borders?
Yes.
Staples?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Let your record reflect it passed unanimously. Now that one more motion, all important motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion been made to adjourn and it's not up for debate.
Itching to get one.
You got to do that in a hurry.